Wait, didn't they already release these figures 4 years ago? Yes. But did I buy them again anyway? Also yes. This is the third release of the NECA Bebop and Rocksteady set. The first two releases were the exact same figure with just different logos on the boxes. But this set features some great new artwork by Jason Young from Work More or Less. They've been doing a ton of work for NECA lately and it's all great. But the product shots are still the original figures. Even the Coming Soon sets are all from 4 years ago. Here's the credits, of which I'm sure some are new, some are old. A lot of the stuff in this set is going to be the same as previous releases, so I'll hurry through that and get to the new stuff as soon as possible. Here we go with the accessories. You get a pair of these gray blasters that have been used for several different figures at this point. Same for these small handheld off-white zappers. And you get a single purple communicator for them to fight over, with a nice little pick of Shredhead on the front. Each character has the same selection of hands. It's actually the exact same sculpt, just different colors. These two I think are supposed to be trigger hands, but I think they work a lot better for these two when you use them in like a confused pose. Like, gee boss, I can't remember where I put that ooze. Oopsie, I think I flushed it down the toilet. However you use them, all the accessories look good. For the figures themselves, let's start with Bebop. As far as the sculpt goes, it's exactly the same as the original release, they just updated all of the colors. They also changed the chains a little bit, making the front one a little bit shorter and a little less naughty, I guess you'd say. The articulation is theoretically the same. Everything moves in the same spots as the originals, but the difference on this one is they actually move easily. This is fresh out of the box, no heating up, and I was able to get the double elbows to work easily on both sides. The bicep swivel works easily too on both sides, pretty nice. I had a little bit of trouble with the double knee. This one tends to get stuck in a lot of figures, but the way the lower half feels, I'm confident with a little bit of heat it's going to be no problem. The ankles don't do much on this one. I'm not sure if they're stuck or just not meant to do very much, but I'm not having a problem with it. The new joints are great, but I think the biggest improvement to this figure, other than the old one not ever being able to stand, there we go, is this brand new paint job. To me, the colors on the right just pop so much more, and I just really like the looks of them overall. I didn't dislike the originals ever, but seeing them side by side, I'm definitely liking the new ones. Even the shoes are super vibrant. Another big difference is the lack of cell shading. Most NECA figures have this darker shade on the back of the figures to simulate shadows, and I've never minded it in the past, but seeing it without on this new Bebop, I might be swayed. Meanwhile, watch me struggle to get the original Bebop to stand up straight. Shocking. I also wanted to compare him to the NECA Mighty Hog. I personally thought any update to these figures would include more of the features of this set. I thought for sure we would get these wider feet. That worked so well on Mighty Hog, but I guess they don't need them. The head sculpts are drastically different as well. I think they're both really nice, so I can see why they didn't want to completely redo the original set. But I wonder if they're going to use the style on the left for the Vacation Bebop and Rocksteady that are teased for this summer. And yes, I know he's missing an ear. Next up is Rocksteady. As far as colors go, I don't think they really changed anything up on this one. The gray might be slightly deeper, but the yellows and browns are pretty much identical. But the best difference is displayed right here. Even with a little bit of knocking around, this Rocksteady stands up on his very own. Woo! Oh, well, he did for a while anyway. Still a huge improvement. Articulation is super similar to Bebop. I had a lot of the same success in all the different spots. The arms and jaw were easy to move. The legs, I got about 3 out of 4 joints to move. But these feet, I mean, they move just so easily. This might be the smoothest set of ankles I've ever felt on a NECA set. Or any set of figures for that matter. I feel like I could move them easily in any position with no fear of breaking them. As you can see, the colors from the front are pretty much identical. But when you turn them to the side, you really notice how drastic that cell shading is on the original Rocksteady. Again, I don't normally mind it on the Toon figures, but I think not having the cell shading on these two really works well. Quick comparison with the new one and Rhino Man. I guess I forgot just how drastically different these head sculpts are. Rhino Man is so much smaller but also wider. But something about the Rocksteady just looks a little bit more correct. I like them both, so I'll be happy with whichever one they choose to use going forward on new costumes. Cause you know they're never going to stop re-releasing these two. And in case you were wondering, here's what the new Bebop and Rocksteady look like next to some of the new Punk Turtles, and next to the Pizza Club brothers. You'll notice that these figures don't have cell shading either, so it makes me wonder if that's the direction that NECA's going to go moving forward with the Toon line. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing considering all the figures we have already, but we'll see what happens. As far as whether or not this new set is worth it, considering my original set has been leaned across the back of a shelf so they wouldn't fall over for the last 4 years, I think this is definitely a win. Seeing them side by side, I really like the new colors on Bebop especially as well, and the lack of cell shading is a nice plus too. But let me know what you think. Are the differences worth it? Are you going to pick it up? Have you already picked it up? And most importantly, what should I do with my original Bebop and Rocksteady? I don't know about you, but I could really use a set in those baked potato suits. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end of the video. I appreciate all the likes, shares, follows, and comments. And if you want to check out more videos, there should be one popping up now. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.